Hey everyone, Aaron here from MTGChallengers, and welcome to another Magic the Gathering gameplay. For today's match, we have Evan playing Orzhov Midrange going up against me playing Bant Planeswalkers. We both kept our opening 7 and Evan was on the play. He played an Orzhov Guildgate for his first turn. I played a Temple of Enlightenment allowing me to scry. I chose to leave the card on top of my library. Evan laid down another Orzhov Guildgate. I played a Breeding Pool and paid 2 life for it, going to 18. Evan just played a Temple of Silence and left the card on top for his next turn. I played a Hallowed Fountain tapped and passed. Evan just drew his card for turn and passed it back. I played a Temple Garden, paying 2 life for it, going to 16 and cast a Kiora the Crashing Wave. Since Evan didn't have any threatening permanents on the field yet, I chose to use her -1 to draw a card and play another Breeding Pool. It was just as well, since Evan killed her with a Hero's Downfall at the end of my turn. He cast a Pack Rat and passed it back. I cast a Jace Architect of Thought on my next turn and used his -2 ability to reveal the top 3 cards of my library, revealing a Dissolve, an Island, and an Azorius Guildgate. Evan put the Dissolve in a pile of its own. I was short on lands in my hand, so I took the Island and the Gate. I then played the Island as my land for turn. Evan drew his card and cast a Thoughtseize to look at my hand. I revealed an Azorius Guildgate, 2 Last Breaths, a Supreme Verdict, a Syncopate, a Jace Architect of Thought, and an Elspeth Sun's Champion. Evan chose to get rid of the Syncopate and lost 2 life, going to 18. He then cast a second Pack Rat and attacked with his first one. I cast one of the Last Breaths in response, exiling it. Evan did gain 4 life, going up to 22. On my next turn, I killed Jace to use his -2 ability again, revealing a Supreme Verdict, a Temple Garden, and a Syncopate. Evan put the Syncopate in a pile of its own, which I decided to take. I then played an Azorius Guildgate and cast a second Jace, -2ing him again. I revealed a Dissolve, a Mutavault, and yet another Jace. Evan put the Dissolve in a pile of its own, so I took the Vault and the Jace. I then passed it back. Evan finally got a 4th land drop in the form of a Swamp. He then played an Underworld Connections on it. For combat, he swung at Jace for 1 with his Rat. I used a second Last Breath to exile it, taking Evan up to 26. I killed Jace to -2 him yet again, revealing a Plains and 2 Mutavaults. Evan put 1 Mutavault on its own, so I obviously took the bigger pile. I then played one of the Mutavaults and cast an Elspeth Sun's Champion. I used her +1 ability, getting 3 1/1 soldier tokens. Evan went to 25 and drew a card with his connections at the end of my turn. He played another Temple of Silence, choosing to leave the card on top. He then cast another Thoughtseize. I revealed a Mutavault, a Plains, another Jace, a Syncopate, a Supreme Verdict, and 2 Sphinx's Revelations. He chose to take the counterspell again and lost another 2 life, going to 23. I laid down a second Mutavault and got 3 more soldiers with Elspeth. I then cast yet another Jace and revealed a Detention Sphere, an Azorius Guildgate, and a Sphinx's Revelation. Evan put the Revelation in a pile of its own. I already had 2 in my hand, so I took the Gate and the Sphere. I then swung for 3 with my first soldiers, dropping Evan to 20. I felt I had to shut down his card advantage, so before passing the turn, I cast a Detention Sphere to exile the Underworld Connections. Evan went down to 19 and drew a card in response. For his next turn, he cast a Blood Baron of Viscopa. I killed my Jace again to -2, revealing a Temple of Enlightenment, a Sphinx's Revelation, and a Kiora the Crashing Wave. Evan put Kiora in a pile of her own, which I chose to take. The Blood Baron had protection from white, but that didn't stop me from using Elspeth's -3 ability to destroy all creatures with power 4 or greater. I then laid down a Plains and swung for 6 with my tokens, taking Evan to 13. Evan cast an Obzidot Ghost Council on his next turn. In response, I cast a Sphinx's Revelation for 4, going up to 20 and letting me dig through 4 cards. I didn't draw an answer, so Obzidot resolved, losing me 2 life, going to 18, and gaining Evan 2 life, going to 15. He exiled Obzidot at his end step and passed the turn. I got 3 more soldiers with Elspeth and played a Temple of Enlightenment, sending the top card of my library to the bottom. I then swung for another 6 damage, dropping Evan to 9. Obzidot returned to the field on Evan's next upkeep, taking me to 16 and bringing him back up to 11. He then went back down to 9 for an untapped Godless Shrine, which he used to cast an Elspeth of his own. I cast another Sphinx's Revelation for 4 in response, going back up to 20 and drawing 4 cards. I found my last copy of Syncopate, which I used to counter the Elspeth. At this point, Evan didn't feel like he could win, so he scooped it up, giving me the win and taking us to Game 2. So that's it for this gameplay. Be sure to check out our others. To see the exact lists for these decks, check out the description box for links to the respective deck techs, and also be sure to like our Facebook page for behind-the-scenes information regarding upcoming decks, matchups, and other projects. Thanks for visiting, and if you like what you see, subscribe for more Magic the Gathering content.